Everything else down. The Macintosh is doing nothing but this. Anyone who's seen on social media, we lost Fido Live 80 for the modern audience. And I know they'll be wasting my time if I try to repeat the old show as it was. So now this is Fido 80 and a half. Actually, you can't see that, can you? Give me a bigger marker. I know I got somewhere around here somewhere.
80.5.
Yeah. He's prepared, isn't he?
Boy, that 80 episode though, man, that was perfect.
Oh
Not
yeah.
a hitch.
My God, it was
You
It was ready for. It was Emmy award winning.
Yes, it was.
Quality,
I think didn't we even find the cure for the common cold?
Don't let that out because then we have to tell them on this one.
Oh no, we've forgotten it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, here we go. Yeah, that looks better. You can read that now at least. Right? Yeah. Well, where do I even begin here?
I don't know. The trials and tribulations.
No, let's go over. Yeah, let's go over the comic strip. There's the 27th. There's the 25th, 24th. I guess we'll just
go back into the archives.
No, I just left those in the.
Oh, you had them there.
We just have this week. We had a couple from last week that I've already put away. All right, this is Monday the 22nd. I'll read this to you, and we'll just. I don't know. We'll just carry on. We have Fido and Bo. And Fido's taking Bo's coffee. If you give me back my morning coffee, things will go on as if nothing happened. If I have to get out of this chair, there's a certain dog who will learn why we need coffee in the morning. And he pushes the coffee cup back onto the table. Felicia. Coward. I don't like coffee anyway.
I'm sorry, did you say Fido and Bo?
Dino.
Oh, I thought you said Fido and Bo.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, and Dino's got purple underwear. Okay.
Why not?
Yes. So I'm thinking about leaving the background here just white. Saves me some work, and I can get away. I used to just put some pencil shading in there. It's morning. This apartment's about as bright as it'll ever be. So we'll see how it looks. Here is Tuesday. You can see where I've done a little bit more shading on the background here. It's a lot of unnecessary work for me, I think. All right, we have Felicia sleeping here, Dino and Bo. If that cat's going to ignore me, I'll ignore her. In fact, maybe I might just accidentally step on her. And as he strolls over there, she hops up and opens the hole in the floor.
Oh, no.
Which I showed last week. And they still haven't fixed that yet, huh? So for a whole year, I've been able to keep the continuity of the hole in the floor from when it was raining outside and Fido didn't want to go out to bury his bone. Hey, there's a whole other room under here. This one should have fit into last week's, but just never got it done in time, so it was just tossed into this week.
It's almost a full year later.
Yeah,
Exactly
yeah.
a full year later.
Yeah. Actually, the 1/23/23 is when he dug the hole in the floor, so exactly a year later. So maybe I can say I purposely saved this one for the 23rd. So
Yes,
yeah,
you did.
That's what happened. Yes. Okay. Mm-hmm. Here is Wednesday, the 24th. We have Felicia and Fido, obviously. Felicia says, I'm going to jump from the counter to that stool and then to the table. Why? It's important to a cat not only to be in peak physical condition, but for everybody to know about it. And she jumps, the stool falls over, and she lands on her back on the stool. Well, now everybody knows that there is something wrong with the stool.
That's right. Mm-hmm.
You ever see a cat screw up a jump, they try to walk off with as much dignity as possible. Okay, the 25th, I still have to do the floor here, and I'm not sure whether I'll darken the background. We have Jane and Bo and Fido, and there's Felicia sleeping still. You know, when a cat stretches out like that, it means she feels safe. It's good to see that Felicia can relax in front of us and let her guard down. It means she feels safe and loved. Yeah, I know, safe twice. Bad writing. Okay. And Felicia's opinion is, I've got them intimidated.
Aha.
Hey, Jane looks a little, unhealthy in her colors.
Pale?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. It's a camera read. Yeah. She looks a little unhealthy in her color.
Well, would you like me to change it?
I don't know. Yeah, well, you got nothing else to do. Make her look more healthy.
No, wait.
Oh,
I
what?
have soda and crap over here on my table. This is why I asked you.
Good time. Good time for coffee. Whenever you're ready, Chief Colorist. Oh, yeah, I gotta put the cap back on my ink bottle here. It's always very dangerous to leave.
Still dark over here.
Yes. Where is? Oh, there she is. Make Jane look healthy. Maybe rosy cheeks or something. I don't know.
Oh no! I'll tell you what it is. Whatever.
What? Yes, the.
Freaking ash underneath the thing. I put the regular color on there, but she comes up green or black because the paper's dirty.
Ash, you say? How the hell does tobacco ash get on my comic strip? No idea. I think you're mistaken.
Yeah, Hey, if it doesn't bother you.
So Jane's a smoker. So here's the Saturday one. Yesterday, we not only we did the finished pencil on this and the inking, and that gave me the opportunity to show off my new pencils. Thanks to the
Bestest pink pencils ever.
Yep. Thanks to our friends on Patreon, we're able to get the finest in art supplies, and this is the Blackwing. Let's open that up to show the audience. Ooh, lovely unboxing. Look how beautiful they are. Blackwing pencils were used by award-winning creators throughout the 20th century. Despite a cult following, they fell victim to cost-cutting measures in the 1990s and were discontinued, but not forgotten. Analog-minded devotees began paying as much as $40 for a single pencil. We acquired the brand in 2010 and brought Blackwing back for a growing culture of artists, musicians, and everyday people looking to unplug and live mindfully? What the fuck? Whatever. Crafted with California incense cedar and Japanese graphite, because of course California cedar is the finest in the world, and the Japanese make the best graphite in the world.
Incense cedar, so we could actually light those and they would...
Yes, they would stink up the house. Iconic design and replaceable eraser. Okay, I've never replaced this eraser, and in fact, this eraser sucks.
Maybe it's like you should replace it.
It's the ink. It's the lead that's good on this thing. Sales benefit music and arts program schools. Great. I feel like I'm contributing to more society and the artistic endeavors of children around the world. All right, here is the Saturday one. Today, all we have to really do is some of the background. Sorry you missed all this. So we have...
remember all the fun we had?
Yes. Will you stop doing that with the pencil sharpening? That's really annoying. We'll wait until you're done sharpening your pencil. So, Dino is sitting cross-legged in front of this shrine to Felicia. What are you doing? Felicia convinced me to worship her god. What does that entail? I just have to accept the cat as the supreme being. I figure it's pretty much what we've been doing here since she moved in here anyway. So we'll work on that one today, in background. And finally, the Monday of next week. First to a quiet, Dino and Felicia. Felicia's got a table full of food that she's munching down on. And Dino's just sitting there with a beer. And finally, Dino is sitting on the floor while Felicia spreads out on the couch, sleeps. So, is that all cats do is eat and sleep? Could be worse. Here's your credit card back. It doesn't work anymore. Fix it. Fido's giving back the credit card. His bag here says dog shop. Originally, we just had that, and here's your credit card back. It doesn't work anymore. But while we were just sitting here, we said, fix it. So we added that in. There's a bit of improv in the end. You never add more dialogue to a comic strip, but we're being indulgent here. Oh, we added more dialogue. All right, so all we really have to do today is background on these two. So it's not much to, not much work-wise, but I can talk about other stuff along with the. Let me do this. Along with the pencils, we got 4 new brushes. So I dramatically unbagged the brushes and told you that these were synthetic brushes. Usually,
synthetic squirrel brushes. They were taken from the synthetic squirrel.
Yeah. Usually, what we do is we use a fine Himalayan tree squirrel pubic hair brush for Fido the comic strip. Now, what's great about the synthetic brushes, you might notice, is that they're uniform. Even this one I just used, which I can't find. Well, never mind. There is a point, and you can make fine lines. But look at the difference. This is probably. Oh, this is one of the synthetics. Okay, cool. This was the brush I was looking for. So see, it looks just about the same. But look at the difference with a real squirrel hair brush. It's a longer and more gradual slope to the point. It allows you more control. I hit the point, and then once I bear down just even slightly, it becomes fatter. But with the longer natural hair, you have much more control, and it's a much more beautiful brush. So yes, I can still use these, but they require a lot more work in order to get the desired outcome. And if you look closely, you can see how rough the lines are here on Bo. But I did this later stuff with the other brush, so it's a.
So what you're saying is you prefer the Sherpas to go up the hill? And
I wish I could get Sherpas, the Sherpas Union back to business so that they would
continue to go up the hill.
Continue to denude the Himalayan tree squirrel.
No, they're not
of
denuding,
their pubic,
they're nuding.
of their pubic hair. What can I say? Let's get to work here. Well, usually I don't like using a ruler anymore, but since these are all straight line items, I can. Oh wait a minute, what am I doing here? As you all know, cartoonists are the dirtiest, filthiest creatures on the face of the planet. I have to wear a glove. And I don't know where my gloves are. Nope, they're not there. Nope, they're not there.
It's good thing you're prepared.
Oh, here we go. Underneath my stack of stuff here. All right. Well, I gotta wear this glove in order to not only hide all these scars I have on the back of my hand, but you don't want to be looking at them, but keep the paper clean. And these Blackwing pencils, as I demonstrated in yesterday's show, have a tendency to want to smear on you. Look at that. So I definitely don't want to cause any more erasing issues. Hey, before we start here, there's much more to do. I forgot. This is the Friday strip. If anyone goes to Patreon and they want to bribe me for $10 so I can buy more pencils, I will put them in the comic strip. And this handsome young man is Jan Flores from Barlow, Australia. And he was nice enough to give us some money. And there he is. We put him in the comic strip. Here he is pouring out beer. The chief colorist originally gave him a green sweatshirt. I gave him a different color hat. I gave her this, so she tried to make it blue.
Because she didn't have a reference photo.
Because she didn't have the reference photo. So now he's wearing, I guess, turquoise. Although it's closer to blue in this one. But anyway, Jan Flores now appears as a character in the comic strip because he bribed me to do so. Let me read this one for you. I would like to thank all my Oh, it's a cat boss. I gotta do the cat boss voice. Hold on. A little liquid in my mouth. I would like to thank all my patrons for the continued success of the bar, the Scratching Post. For this evening only, I will not spit in anyone's drink. And they all pour out their beer. I'm an evil cat supervillain. What did you think I was doing? So thank you, Jan Flores from Australia, for helping us buy some fine pencils and paintbrushes. That's why you're in this comic strip. And Jan, we're going to leave you here for a little while whilst we work, or so I don't mess up the. Or I could just go to my stack of stuff here. Why don't you hang out for a minute, Jan? We went through the Disney companies Disney own. Apparently, they've sold or trying to sell ESPN to the NFL. But I couldn't find it on this list, and we're not sure it's going to go through yet anyway, so I haven't cut anything out of the Disney list yet. This is actress Erin Moriarty, and we went through her photo, as you can see. You see she's got a Michael Jackson nose here. She's collagened up her lips. Something happened with her cheek here, because look how nice, full, and rosy it is here, and now it's sunken and wraith-like. And then her eyebrows, strangely enough, she seems to have made them bushier. I don't know. And something happened to the ear here, because it's a convex where it's not before. So Erin got a botched plastic surgery job. She plays Starlight on the TV show The Boys.
Only like a year apart.
Yeah, those are a year apart. We had Kathleen Kennedy. We had something to say about her. Don't remember her anymore. Alec Baldwin, fresh off trying to ruin Christmas for Radio City Music Hall, has been indicted for manslaughter. Way to go, Mr. Baldwin. Okay, let's clear up the sheets here. I'm really excited about the new Alien television show. It's they're shooting in Bangkok, Thailand right now. For FX, and it's probably going to go to Disney Plus, which means no one will see it. Fargo showrunner Noah Hawley is running running the show. It's going to be set 70 years in our current future, and it's ignoring Prometheus, Covenant, and even the new movie Romulus that's coming up in this summer. The aliens instead are creatures that they weren't created as a biological weapon by the progenitors, whoever they are, but they were actually a alien race that evolved in over millions of years out there in space, which I prefer. Sounds good. So far, so good. This is Cindy Chandler. I guess she's going to be our Ripley for this, and you always worry. You always worry when you see that, but this is Alien. They have to have a female protagonist because the whole mother thing and the eggs and that stuff. And okay, I buy that.
No,
Fortunately,
they're not gender swapping.
Fortunately, they've given us some beefcake. Here's Alex Lothar and Samuel Blanken. This manly piece of meat here plays CJ, a young soldier. And this intelligent-looking, handsome man plays CEO Boyd Cavalier.
Well, isn't that originally Paul Ryder? So I mean, Paul Rise, whatever.
Paul Rise. No, he was just a company stooge.
Oh, he was. Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
So, okay, couple of beta males here, but good news. They brought in Timothy Oliphant, an alpha male.
Oh, now I like.
But the thing is. He's playing a synthoid, so the only man, really, in the series isn't playing a man. So I've got my worries about the new Alien TV show, but look at it this way: it's going to be on Disney Plus anyway. Nobody's going to see it. All right. Well, Disney.
I like Timothy Olympian. They shouldn't have canceled Deadwood, and they shouldn't have canceled Santa Clarita.
Yeah. The Ray movie apparently is canceled, I would say. Despite the best efforts of Charlene Obaid-Chinoy, you hire an activist and you get an activist. She's trying to force them to pay Daisy Ridley her $12.5 million and do the film. But their major problem is they still don't have a script. They've gone through all these guys, and apparently Stephen Knight has just put everything on the back burner. He's going to do the Peaky Blinders movie. There's no script. So there is no Daisy Ridley film. Instead, they're going to do the Mandalorian and Grogu. Mm-hmm. You know, you would think after hiring all these fine writers, Kathy Kennedy would have a script for the Rey movie. Yeah, here's the famous whiteboard that these Lucasfilm storyboard people came up with. Famous for having diversity as the third biggest thing, and Star Wars is not pro-war. It's Star Wars. They want dinosaurs and yeah. We knew we were in trouble back then. This is when Kathy should have got fired, but it's all too late now. It doesn't matter. The TV show Reacher, we still haven't returned to it.
I know.
We saw the.
I don't know why.
Well, we saw the first 4 episodes and they were good, and then we had to wait like another week for more to come out, and they were dribbling them out week after week after week. And the reason why we have streaming is so that we can binge. Mm-hmm. That's why I originally loved Netflix. Now, Gary from Neurotic, we love you, but we don't agree with you. Gary is saying, oh, you should just bring it out one a week so it's a water cooler thing and everyone can talk about it every week. Ha ha ha.
And it'll stay in the collective mindset because, you're anticipating. No, Gary, no.
We're hoping to return to Reacher, but we just not on the radar. And to add to our things we're concerned about, Patrick Stewart wants to do a Picard movie.
Patrick.
Okay, Picard, the TV show, sucked. Season 3 was the only good thing. That's because this guy wasn't in charge of it, but this guy will be in charge of whatever friggin' movie this is. I'm worried, but I don't think it's ever going to get made. So, good news.
Weren't they saying like Patrick Stewart was older when he started this series than they were in like the last movie of the original?
Right. Even Frakes is in the 70s. Shatner was only in the 60s when they retired him.
Yeah. When they did the last original series.
Gerard Mayo, new coach of the New England Patriots. He famously says, "I'm not Bill Belichick." Yeah, Gerard. No kidding.
And he proves it right off.
They're going to roll you in the playground and steal your lunch money. He lets it be known that we want a quarterback in the coming draft. They have the number 3 draft pick and the number 4 salary cap. So everyone knows that they have a lot of money. So everyone in the NFL is going to hold him hostage for as much as they can to give him his quarterback. Dummy, the reason why Bill Belichick works so well is he told the media nothing. Oh yeah, we have a good team. We'll wait for next week. We're really, a lot of good people in the draft. We hope to get somebody. Yeah, that's what you tell them. You feed the media nothing. Mayo. So I'm not feeling good about that either. And there's Indiana Jones video game coming out of Bethesda. We had a lot of fun with it. It's called The Great Circle. And our big concern was this female sidekick didn't look like a woman from the 30s. So I had Harrison Ford draw what a woman from the 30s should look like, with the long hair and the dress and all that. So we had fun with that. And actually, the reason why we called the show For the Modern Audience is this here is Edward Curtis Suisse. And I had to make the observation. He had a hyphenated name, and everyone I've ever met with a hyphenated name has been an asshole. But I'm sure Edward's fine. I like his coat here. He's got a double-breasted coat with the buttons on the side and T-shirt with colors showing his affiliation. But he also has not one but 2 buttons on his lapel. So whatever he's supporting, he's very vocal about it. So I'm guessing, now I might be going out on a limb here, but I think he's an activist of some sort. I don't know. What can I say? But Edward Curtis Swiss, the senior narrative designer, had this quote, which gave us our title. We have the opportunity to bring Indiana Jones. No, we have the opportunity to tell a new Indiana Jones to a modern audience. That's his exact quote. So, for a modern audience is what we stuck on. Indiana Jones is a man in the 30s. If you want to tell a story to the modern audience, well, hey, do Uncharted. There's already been a criticism that this video game ripped off the video game Uncharted. Well, you want to don't do an Indiana Jones video game. Do the Uncharted video game. This comes from Bethesda. You might remember Bethesda's last hit, Starfield, which our friend Az went up one side and down the other in a rant. I'm not ever gonna see or play this video game. I fear it's gonna be crap, and as you can tell, my friends on the internet kind of agree. So we had Edward Curtis Sweet here as our inspiration for our last lost live stream. But that things have changed now. We're here with handsome Australian Jan Flores. We'll keep him around for a little while, whilst we get a little bit of work done. There's not much work to be done, as you can see.
I can't get rid of the ugly skin from Jane here.
In fact, probably just made it uglier, huh?
Well, didn't help it.
Jane's got a skin problem this week, folks.
I even tried to use a different color than I've used on her skin before, because I thought, well, maybe, we'll do something. That didn't work. Because no matter what color I put on her skin, it's pulling up something dark behind it.
It's the darkness that lies beneath.
Excuse me. I only slept like 10 hours last night. I don't know why I'm yawning. I went to bed at 9 o'clock fully expecting to nap until like midnight. Woke up at like 5:30. I was out.
So yesterday's we had a bunch of dramatic camera zoom-ins and zoom-outs, and I explained how I changed the sight line from down here to up there to down there, and
but it's Irving's
up high
day off.
and why. But yeah, Irving gets Sunday off, so he's not Irving, my cameraman up here, so he's not doing the camera angle.
Doing the zooming in and notes today.
And since there's no real reason to, we probably will keep this camera angle for the entire show. And we have no idea what we're going to call this besides Jan Flores is a wonderful guy.
Oops, we did it again.
Oops, we did it again. Well, okay, this is the second that we lost. We lost the first one simply because we didn't hit the record button.
I was going to say, we didn't really lose the first one.
Yeah, we never recorded it. This one, I don't know what happened. When I tried to save, it came up with couldn't open, and then the file was corrupted. And I spent hours trying again and again saving, and finally I played it and discovered that 15 minutes in, the video froze, but the audio continued for another half hour. After which point the audio stopped too. There was an hour and 40 minutes or so, and all lost. No idea how it happened. But I had the computer doing a bunch of other stuff in the background. Maybe it was just too much for the Macintosh to handle. And maybe Macintosh is not the professional business machine it used to be. So
yeah.
I can only blame Macintosh because I didn't do anything wrong.
Mm-mm.
No. Why can't they be like I am, perfect in every way?
Aw.
Something's the matter with Mac today. Oh, and you see some of the freaks they hire over there in Cupertino, California. I can see what's wrong with them, right? You see that? Was that? No, that was that one. No, that was. Never mind. That was Microsoft that did that stupid commercial with Mother Nature.
Oh. Mhm.
Yeah. Apple's been smart enough to keep their mouth shut.
There's a commercial running on YouTube now that annoys the crap out of me. It's got nothing to do with wokeness or it's not for that reason at all. It's a little girl and they show it's for Instacart or Instacart. It's a little girl and they show her stupidly, and it is stupid because she looks old enough to understand, like pouring cereal and milk into like her backpack. And it says, like, oh no, why don't you find a breakfast that your daughter can help make? Or actually, no, I think it says, why don't you find a breakfast your daughter can make? So in other words, like rather than her doing this stupid thing that she's doing.
Mm-hmm.
And then the breakfast that they show is literally a dinosaur shaped bread like pocket thing. I'm like, okay, this girl can't pour cereal into a bowl, but she can make a dinosaur shaped like Lunchable.
What, does it require like a toaster or anything?
It must, because it even has the holes around the side of it like it's been pressed. It's literally a dinosaur shaped what are those things called?
Pop-Tart.
No, where you put something in the middle of it and it's like Crustables or something. You know those? Like,
no.
Anyway, I think people out there.
Crustable?
Well,
never heard of it.
There's a different word for it, and I can't think of it.
Lunchable?
No, it's. It's when you put like almost a panini, like when you press bread around.
Okay.
Things. In other words, it requires equipment.
It requires tools, and this is a woman. And this is a girl who can't even pour cereal into a bowl.
And I think and the thing of the commercial was not like get her a better breakfast or don't let your child do this. The commercial says like find something your daughter can make. What?
Well, are they saying, let's, rather than having her do something stupid like pour cereal in a bowl, let's give her something that will require her to develop some cooking skills and use an actual appliance? Could that be what they meant to say?
They are trying to do that.
They said it very poorly.
Yeah. They're trying to do that. They're doing it pretty badly.
Because I'm all for teaching your kid how to use a tool.
Oh, no, don't misunderstand me, but like...
Alright, I got the word balloons in. And since this is the couch, we'll just freehand it a little bit. Didn't like my freehand. What was that?
I found the commercial.
Oh.
Lunch my kindergartner can make. Not even breakfast lunch.
Yeah, you want to pass it over here?
Well, do you want
Yeah,
to start at the beginning?
Yeah, what the hell?
Okay, hold on. Me? Okay.
Alright. Let's see what the chief color is talking about.
I can't move anymore. Your wife is limited. You are not.
Alright. We're not quite sure how this will play. Let's see if we can do it without... Lunch kindergartner makes.
Lunch my kindergarten can make.
And really, she's placing it on top of a salad with fruits and...
Yep. But it's a dinosaur shaped.
Okay, wait a minute. That doesn't make sense at all.
Thank you.
Let's go back to the start of this commercial and let's get it so maybe the audience can see us a little bit better. Now, there's no
But you
glare.
have to read it too, where it says, lunch my kid can make.
Yeah, okay.
Your kid can't pour cereal, and you think she can freaking make a...
3, 2, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4. Come on, let's go. Play. Good job, Boomer.
What'd you do?
I don't know.
Okay.
Back here. Hit play.
It's not playing?
Nope.
Would you like me to get it back up for you?
No, I don't care.
Oh no, come on. I want validation. That this is stupid.
That's funny. That just ain't gonna play again. Alright, here's your phone back. But it's also an annoying commercial for its soundtrack.
Oh yeah.
So yes, it's an ineffective commercial. So yeah, it's a panini press that they're trying to sell.
No, oh, yeah, no, it's not.
It's but yeah, like this kid's gonna make this lunch. She can't even pour cereal in her backpack.
This is what I'm saying to you. And it literally comes on like every 30 seconds on my thing anyway.
Well, that's a great targeting audience of an audience. You are absolutely unlikely to ever buy this.
Well, no, it's Instacart.
Oh, now that's something you do use.
I know. Sun butter and banana sandwich. And not only that, but...
What's sun butter? Is that a product, or is that actually, they make butter out of the sun?
They make butter out of the sun. I could be wrong.
Rancid butter.
It could be wrong, but I actually... What?
Rancid butter. Yeah.
Oh, rancid butter.
Butter in the sun.
I could be wrong, but I think it might be sunflower butter.
Oh, okay.
But like,
yeah. Okay.
And
Sunflower
not
oil.
only that, but in this little Lunchable thing that she creates, the fruit that you mentioned, are in the shape of like little dinosaur paws.
So the kid is actually supposed to be cutting fruit up too. Well, I'm all for teaching kids how to do stuff like
No, but
that.
that's not what this is.
That's not what this is.
Lunch my kid can make.
You're right.
I think you're...
And sure, your kid is actually likely to make that salad too.
Yep.
Because everyone knows how much children love salad. And when I was a kid, inside the cafeteria, if you came in with a salad, you could trade that for Oreo cookies.
It was almost like you had like the ultimate bargaining chip. Although I have mentioned to you, I think on different occasions, that my mother and I were babysitting my cousin's children, and we had to make them
asparagus.
Dinner. And no, we didn't make them asparagus. They wanted asparagus.
You didn't know how to make asparagus.
Well, we didn't know how they, like, we suspected that they weren't just given, like when their parents gave them asparagus, we suspected that the parents didn't just like hand them asparagus in a fork. Like we figured maybe they did it in butter or cheese or mixed in with other vegetables or something. We didn't want to ruin or use the asparagus in the wrong way. So my mother's literally offering the kids like Pop-Tarts for dinner instead of asparagus. Like, we are the worst babysitters in the world. All back when they were little. And now they're attending political rallies.
Yeah, that was another thing we briefly spoke about in yesterday's strip.
Well, because I got a random text.
Yeah.
I got a random text from my cousin's son saying that he was at a political rally. And I was like, oh, okay.
And I said, I famously do not go into politics at all here because, well, I'm not naive. I know that there's been corruption in this government since the country was formed.
Mm-hmm.
It's just that we have the ability now to do something about it, and we don't when we haven't, and we won't. So it's frustrating.
Mm-hmm.
You know. They did absolutely nothing to stop voter fraud. We got another election coming up. What do you think is going to happen?
More voter fraud.
And I'm not naive. I know there's been voter fraud since this country was formed. The story is the reason why Edgar Allan Poe died of exposure was back in those days they had voter gangs running out and grabbing drunks out of bars and bringing them in to vote and then just dumping them off drunk on the street. And apparently that's what happened to Mr. Poe in the streets of Baltimore.
But Mr. Poe was unable to get himself up off the street.
Yeah.
So,
He died of exposure.
yeah.
There's story on Bloomberg about missile silos and missiles in China being filled with water and big corruption probes going on in China. And let's first address the missiles being filled with water. Most missiles are solid fueled. You can't put water in them. The fuel is solid, and the ones that are liquid fueled, well, this liquid is so friggin' nasty you don't leave it in the rockets. So let's just say the rockets are probably not filled with water, and it's a translation issue that went on here. There's a Chinese word, guanshui, which means irrigation, classically means irrigation or adding water to it. Merchants would sometimes add water to things to increase the weight and cheat people. So obviously, what happened here it's a translation screw up, and what they're talking about is just your classic corruption. Adding water to things, and the American intelligence or even the Bloomberg reporters took the word literally in translation. Oh, there's water in the missiles. Oh, come on, don't be silly. But obviously, after this whole Ukraine war with the failures of the Russian clown shoe army, I'm sure every army in the world has gone around and checked their fucking tires,
Yeah.
including China. So that's all that is. I'm always happy whenever any corruption of any sort is dealt with, and congratulations, China. I don't think China is planning on any invasions anytime soon, not only because, well, they've realized the weakness that the Soviets went through, and they might have the same weaknesses. Not Soviets, the Russians went through, and they might have the same weaknesses, but also because China is literally surrounded by people who don't like them. From Japan to the Philippines to Vietnam. And all of those countries have increasingly more potent militaries. China needs to go on a charm offensive, running around the world saying, we're not going to invade you, we're your friends. They're doing the exact opposite. They're pissing everyone off in the China Sea. So hopefully things will turn out okay. I know there's got to be corruption in the American military because, well, 20% easily is being siphoned off by corruption. But that's why we spend trillions of dollars. Eventually, some of it gets through and does the right thing. But it's not against the law in the United States for a congressman to be corrupt. And that's something that we need to change. This particular purge is going through China right now. That'd be the equivalent of 5 Congress critters every year and 1 governor every 2 years being, arrested. In China's case, usually it's a death penalty, but they've been commuting it just to life in jail. But could you imagine that ever happening in America? No. Governor every 2 years, 5 Congress critters a year?
Nope.
It's not illegal for a Congress critter to be corrupt, and they will never change that law. They make the laws. Why would they ever make a law that would put them in any hot water? So that's something that's never going to change. So there will always be corruption. Let's try to keep it to a minimum, 20%. Okay, fine. But we had the historic opportunity to do something about voter fraud this last 4 years, and nothing was done. It's so depressing.
And the funny thing is both sides claim voter fraud just on different...
Yeah, you can't say I'm supporting the Republican side or the Democrat side, because both Democrats and Republicans said there was massive voter fraud and interference from the Russians. Well, we could have done something about it. We did nothing about it.
Mm-hmm.
We're going into this next election cycle at the same situation, the same voting machines, the same registration of voters. Simple voter ID would knock things down to such a wonderful, fair level. But we can't even do that. So that's why I was kind of depressed in the last broadcast and said, yeah, I'm not going to any political rallies. They can shove this election up their ass. I'm still going to vote, but I'm from Massachusetts. I know my vote doesn't mean shit. I'm voting in protest. I'm voting with full knowledge that my vote doesn't mean crap. It's going to be thrown out.
Anyway, on that note...
So shove your election up your ass. Sideways.
Yeah.
With the technology we have today, we just have the ability to cut out so much obvious fraud, and then nothing ever being done about it.
Because while both sides say that there's voter fraud, both sides want voter fraud just in their direction. Or maybe not voter fraud, but they want, I don't know. Anyway.
The biggest fear of any politician is losing his job, losing the vote.
Mm-hmm.
And we used to be able to use charges of fraud to get people out of office. They classically did that in this state with Governor King, a Republican governor of Massachusetts. They had crap about people accepting free lobsters or something silly like that.
Wait a minute, I never got a free lobster.
Well, you weren't in Ed King's private circle, lobster circle.
I guess not.
Yeah, that was when I was a child.
Oh yeah, I know.
Back when I
remember
sort of felt like, oh wow, maybe they're doing the right thing and stamping out all this corruption. That was in the innocent days of Watergate, when we actually thought that a president could be held accountable. That was only because Nixon had a bit of morals to his soul and said, yeah, I probably should resign. Mm-hmm. And then we had guys like Clinton step in there and say, fuck you, I'm not resigning. Depends what your definition of is. Is I corrupt? Who gives a fuck?
I is not.
Everything from white water to the draft card to...
Anyway. No snow today. There was snow last night when we were recording.
But yeah, those were golden times when I was a child, and I thought, wow, it looks like we're actually going to do something about corruption. And I still love any little story we get where we stop someone from doing something illegal like that, a government official from taking advantage of his position. I love that story. It's like a little Johnny Underdog story. Man bites dog, something so unusual that you listen when you hear it. Let me come back up here, Jan. I'm sure there's no corruption in Australia, right, Jan? That's what you tell them.
Does he know that he's in this week's?
I sent him a IM on Facebook. Haven't heard from him. He's I think he went to Malta. He's on vacation.
Oh.
I think that rock in the background is something in the Mediterranean.
Oh, that's a recent picture?
Yeah.
Oh.
All right, let's see. We got these word balloons in here. Do I have a pathway here? Barely.
Did you set any kind of time for this? My only reason for asking is you want it up by noon, right?
Oh, no, it doesn't matter anymore.
Oh, okay.
Because I don't know how long it's going to take to download it both to Rumble and YouTube.
Right, that's why. But I didn't. That's why I was asking. Because it's like 20 hours, I think.
Yeah. I don't even have a watch on. I usually take my watch off for the broadcast.
Mhm. All right, Jane just is gonna have to look sickly. I can't.
Don't worry about it.
It looks like it's white, and then I go to put a color on it, and it pulls up something. And it's different ones. It's not the colored pencil.
All right. Let's put this aside to dry, and we'll go back to that one. So, have we come up with a title for this yet?
No, we have not.
With apologies to Mr. Flores.
We rejected. Oops, we did it again.
What was that? Oh. You just kicked a pencil under the drafting board and I saw movement. Say, what's that, a mouse? Part of the deal on Patreon for having your likeness put in the comic strip, I don't think part of it was having your photo on the live stream for this long. A lot of people are kind of camera shy, would rather not have their image here. But what Mr. Flores needs here are eyes. See, his eyes are closed. So I'm going to help him out here. And I'm going to draw some happy little eyeballs here. There we go. Wait, camera. What do you think? Yeah, that's exactly what Mr. Flores' eyes look like. I originally thought when I got this photo we'd have him passed out as a drunk in the bar.
No.
But
show him some respect.
well, when we did this one, I had I knew I'd have some space in the foreground here, so I put a few foreground characters and said, hey, wait a minute, we got to put Jan Flores on one of these things. So I redesigned this character to be him, and then we gave him something to do in the third panel. Yeah. So this would be the fourth person that we've added to the comic strip because they bribed us to do so. Let's see. I don't even remember the names of the women. I think one of the women was named Grace, and the other one was a model. I haven't heard from her since. And the other one was Dan, my cousin.
No, David.
David, thank you. All right, is this done? I'm gonna do a little line there. Okay, kitty litter. Yeah, I guess this one's done inking wise. I'll go in and put some textures on the pants, but otherwise, oh, I forgot. We have to give Dino a black T-shirt. Mr. Flores, would you come up here and give us a hand so we don't do any smudging? Thank you. So our thesis was for modern audiences, and the one that we lost. And I tried as many ways to use that phrase to make it sound like it was planned.
We can always borrow from how they do some titles of sitcoms. The one with Jan Flores. Oh, yeah. What'd you say, Jan?
Jan, not
Jan.
Jan. Yeah, it's spelled Jan.
Yeah.
That's a common American mistake.
Mm-hmm.
And let's see, final Dino T-shirt. We can only hope that this one doesn't get corrupted.
Sure. Well, you know what they say sometimes, third time's a charm.
Do it again. I have no more comic strip to do. I have to do the next week's comic strip because this is the end of it. After these dry, these go to you for coloring, and I've got to start another week of writing.
So it'll just be a silent podcast while you think.
There's always that slight fear that, oh, what am I gonna do next week? You know, I've pulled all these jokes out of my ass. But what am I gonna do for the next week comic strip jokes? But they always come. All right, now this panel's got the most to do now.
Boy, it looks so nice out, and it's probably 12 degrees.
It's freezing.
Yeah.
Yes.
But it looks really pretty out.
Nice sunshiny day.
Yeah.
So the way the schedule works is I used to like to have the next week's jokes written and on the page by Tuesday, But I've been having it ready by Sunday. Usually by tonight, I expect to have all the jokes written. Wow. But yeah, if I don't have everything on page by Tuesday, I'm in trouble.
You know, I updated my freaking phone. And I wish I never did. Now it's telling me I don't have location access. So I can't get the weather.
I tell you, it's Apple. They are not putting out the product they used to. My Macintosh computer from the 90s was more capable than this thing I have over my shoulder now. But, you know, back then I owned the Adobe Photoshop and Illustrator and all that stuff. Today you can't own that program anymore.
No,
it owns you.
It.
It owns you.
It
owns everything you create.
Yep.
Because if you don't pay them that monthly fee, everything you've drawn on it, you cannot access. It's theirs. And I like to personally say, fuck you, Adobe. But back in the day, they had MacWrite and MacPaint and all these other wonderful programs for free. Now all we have is QuickTime. And QuickTime is the program I'm using now that corrupted on me yesterday. So hopefully it won't do it again, Apple. You used to have a professional computer, Apple. What the hell's happened?
Nothing's professional anymore. Everything's... Wow, we're getting awfully cynical. I wonder how that happened.
Things should be getting better with technology. We should have less corruption in the government. We should have better computers that do more. For Christ's sakes, a lot of people are now getting electric cars that won't start when it gets cold outside. I wonder why. Morons. An electric car will never be as good as a gas car. I don't care what you say.
Yeah, but they're electric.
Things are supposed to be getting better. Why aren't they getting better? I think we found our title.
Why aren't things getting better? Well, things are supposed to be getting better. Excuse me.
All right. We found our title.
Such an optimistic, happy, fun title.
You know what's kind of funny is this is just like writing Fido the comic strip. You have no idea what you're going to do for the next week, and then you just start sitting there and talking, and suddenly you've got a week's worth of comic strip. If I were to ever purposely sit down to try to write it, I probably would be wasting a lot of time. Like just live life normally, and suddenly you discover you've already written you've already done your week's worth of work in writing.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm a fan of technology. I'm a big believer in technology. Things should be getting better, right? Human existence should be improving, and in many ways it is. We don't have to worry about having these bar fights over who starred in the 5th episode of Star Trek. Now we can just pull out our phones, and go to Google, and we'll get the answer. I mean, the Guinness Books of World Records and even Trivial Pursuit started a lot of people in bars having arguments over silly nerd-like stuff. Now we have the ability to go on a phone and get all the definitive answers for these questions.
You want to know who started in this episode, or you want to know what that shop was that you went to 5 years back?
And we have all this for free thanks to Google. They're just selling us a little bit of advertising on the side.
Mm-hmm.
And everyone's trying their hardest to avoid advertising. I love advertising. It's given me free entertainment all my life.
Mm-hmm.
All right, the comic strip is done. One thing that is getting better is Fido the comic strip. Every day, every broadcast, things are getting better. Things are better. I can guarantee you next week the show will be funnier, the comic strip will be better, the artwork will be better, and we won't have to look at Jan Flores. Thank you for joining us this week. See you next week.